صل وسلم وبارك عليه.
Sayyiduna Bara ibn Azib radiallahu ta'ala. Sayyiduna Bara, he used to wear a gold ring. And everybody knows that gold is haram for men. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam in many ahadith has clearly mentioned that gold is haram for men. And once he held a gold ring in his hand and he said that this is haram for all men, and that man who wears this on the day of judgment, he will be made to wear a ring of fire. So it is haram to wear a gold ring. But Sayyiduna Bara radiallahu ta'ala, he used to wear a gold ring. Everybody used to ask him that this is haram, why are you wearing this? Sayyiduna Bara radiallahu ta'ala would just walk away. But once a sahabi of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam says to him, stops him, gets hold of his hand and says, Ya Bara, harrama hadha Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. The Messenger of Allah has made this haram. Allah has made this haram. Why are you wearing this? Take it off. He says, now that you are doing this, I shall tell you why I wear this. He says, one day, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, after a battle, after a war, had the bounty of the war. All the goods that the Muslims had gained after the war, he distributed it to everybody. He gave it to everybody. There was one gold ring left. Just one gold ring. Nothing else, everything was finished. And he says that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, rafa'a nazarayhi, he looked up at the Sahaba-i-Kiram, wa nazara ila Sahaba. And then he says that he looked down at the ring. And then he looked up at the Sahaba-i-Kiram. And then again he looked at the ring. And then he looked up, he looked at the Sahaba. And then he says, Ya Bara, ta'ala hina. Oh Bara, come here. Oh Bara, you come here. And Sayyiduna Bara radiallahu ta'ala says that I came to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam right in front of him sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And he says that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam got hold of my hand. With one hand, got hold of my hand, and with the other hand, he held the gold ring in his hand. And he says, Ya Bara, ilbas ma kasak Allahu wa rasuluh. O Bara, wear that which Allah and His Messenger sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam are making you wear. And he put it onto my hand. Subhanallah. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam put the gold ring into his hand. And so Bara radiallahu ta'ala says, that which Allah and the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam put into my hand, you are telling me to take it off? I cannot do that. I cannot do that because Allah and the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam made it halal for me to wear a gold ring. Subhanallah.